What's good, guys? Okay, so today's video, I'm gonna start by going through all of the cars that I've owned since I passed my test. My very first car, which was like a Clio 1.2, it was like a 2002 kind of car. I don't have any pictures of that whatsoever, so I can't show you that. But I'm gonna show you the earliest car that I owned that was documented. So basically the first one that I actually ever had was a Ford Focus with a boot. I don't even know what you kind of call this type of car, but as you can see on here, we used to call this the Tombstone because the back of this Ford Focus is actually just like a dead flat wall basically. And if I remember correctly, it was like a 1.6. I don't really remember too much about this car. Obviously I went with Sam Nixie, leather interior, manual. I think I only had this for a couple of months. It really wasn't anything special. I think something went wrong with it and then I had to sell it. Moving on to the next car. My first proper car that I owned, that I started doing modifications to, was an E36 328i Coupe. I loved this car. It was amazing. It was fast for what it was. I only picked it up for £1,000. It cost me £1,000. And if you buy the same car today, you're looking at like £2,000, £3,000, potentially even £4,000. If I just go through a couple of the mods. So first of all, I started out with some eBay spec coilovers. I think they only cost me like 160 quid, something like that. And then I had to buy the adjustable top mounts as well because the kit didn't come with the top mounts. And then after I slammed it, I added some rotor cushion. I don't even know how to even say it. But yeah, some rotor wheels. I got some rotor wheels on it. Now they were like gloss black dish with like a matte black center. Very, very nice. But what really set this car apart from all the other ones was the interior. Now this interior, I've never seen anything like it in an E36 before. It was like a violet blue, like purple leather. It was basically like purple, and purple's my favourite colour, as you can see here, purple. The interior was amazing. So what did I do? Obviously stripped it out, mate. I was trying to turn it into like a drift car. But yeah, I stripped out all the interior, got rid of all or most of the sound deadening, stripped it out. To finish it off, I had an M3 front bumper put on it, the M3 rear lights. It had a sunroof as well, which made it look sick. So this is a car that I really regret selling because today it would be worth quite a lot of money. And leading on why I actually sold it, I sold it because it had like a cooling problem. It kept overheating and I ended up replacing the thermostat housing, the water pump, all the hoses. I had a brand new radiator as well. And after doing all of that, it was still overheating. So in the back of my mind, I was like, it could be a head gasket. So I sold it. If I was to rate this car from like 1 out of 5 stars, I'd probably give this a 4. It was as quick, if not a little bit quicker than a Honda Civic EP3. This was a really nice car and I straight piped it. I don't know if I just said that, but yeah, straight piped it. And it was so loud, it was amazing. After selling the E36, I was looking at getting something a lot newer. So I went to the bank, I was like,
bank, on a bank loan.
How much you want?
Like 12 grand?
It was a BMW 335i 2007 M Sport. Now, when I bought it, it didn't look like this color. It wasn't in Le Mans blue. This is the standard color, by the way. It was this. It was a satin white wrap called Plasti Dip. The wheels were Plasti Dipped. But this was like my first major car that I had for a very long time, probably like 4 years. This car was amazing. N54 engine running around 305 horsepower. After a while, the white Plasti Dip, because it was done by the previous owner, it was done pretty badly and it was very thin. Eventually, the more times I washed it, pressure washer, front bumper, a bit came flying off. And that was it then. There was a black mark, or like a black hole, which was under the front bumper. and I didn't really have a choice because it was a custom satin white spray job with it. It had gold flake in it as well, so I couldn't replace it. So what did I do? I got rid of a lot of it. You're going to be able to see the kind of process that it went through. One thing I don't understand as well is the exhaust was black all like on the outside, so it looks like they had sprayed the exhaust tips with something. It was an absolute nightmare, guys. Where it was so thin, it was just stuck to the car, and I had to resort to using like solvents, whatever. WD-40. I even imported some stuff over from America, something called Goo Gone, to help remove all of this stuff. And if you can imagine, if you're spraying like white plastic dip all over your car, it gets in all the nooks and crannies in everything, and if you don't get that out, it just shows up like a sore thumb. This is a clip from one of my original videos that I actually uploaded onto YouTube with a few sound clips as well. If I was to rate this car, I'll give it a 4 out of 5 stars. The reason for 4 out of 5 stars is because it had quite a lot of issues with it. Poured loads of money into this car, but every time I fixed something with it, something else would go wrong. And that was just so frustrating, and it got to the point where I just thought, I'm just going to cut my losses, and I sold it with the issues that it had. But I really do miss that car, and maybe one day I will get another E92 335i, because I really do miss it. Most recently, it was a 2004 Nissan 350Z. Going from a 3-litre twin turbo N54 335i to a 3.5 litre V6 naturally aspirated car. It was a bit of a change, but one thing that I really liked about the 350Z was the sound. The one from Tokyo Drift really got me interested in the 350Z. Probably one of the reasons why I got this one. But yeah, the plan was with YouTube to convert it into a drift car, strip it out, you know, bucket seat and all that kind of jazz, you know, coilovers. But I don't know, like after having it for a while, like these drink a lot of oil. The amount of fuel I would put in this thing as well was just absolutely ridiculous. Just constantly putting fuel in the thing. Yo, I'm currently filming a video, bro.
Doing what?
I'm filming a video.
I was just wondering what time you're getting me.
Be quick as I can.
Bye.
Alright, see you back. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, this 350Z, the actual exhaust system was worth like $1.5 grand. Had some nice wheels, some rotor grid drifts. Really do like that car, but it just wasn't powerful enough. It just didn't have enough power for the amount of fuel I was putting in it. It was like 280 brake. But yeah, I was pouring so much fuel into it and so much oil into it, and the performance I was getting out of it was it just wasn't enough. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna get rid of it because I'm not willing to put any more money into it for the amount of output that it's, for the amount of fun, it just really wasn't worth it. That brings us on to our final car, which is my current car. Now, don't laugh, this is my current car. It's a 2004 Vauxhall Vectra. It's a 1.8 petrol, and have a guess how much I paid for it. In fact, look in the top corner right now. Have a guess. Click which one you think I paid for it. 3, 2, 1. Okay, I paid for this car £250. It had like 70,000 miles on it, and it was absolutely hanging. So as you can see from the videos that's up on the screen right now, this is the state of the car when I bought it. The headlights were really foggy, and I was machine polishing the whole car, trying to get it up together, because the whole thing was like pink. And you know what single stage paint goes like when you leave it in the sun without protecting it for a while? It goes like this. It was covered in mold and green stuff. As you can see on the pictures here, had some dodgy wheels, but no wonder I've got it for 250 quid. But this car, like, it has been so reliable, touch wood. It has been so reliable since I've owned it. I've put like 30 to 35,000 miles on this car now, and it's never skipped a beat. I mean, I've obviously done the basic service on it, you know, what you would do in a service, but it's been so good, like, I can't fault it. So yeah, this is my current daily. Now, I don't know how you guys would react to me actually doing something to this daily. for a laugh, I took the back box off of it just for a laugh. It literally took 10 minutes. Don't know if you would be interested in watching some videos with the Vectra or not. You can let me know down in the description if you're interested in watching me do some videos to it. Also thinking about doing some detailing videos as well. So if you're interested in detailing videos and you like watching them, again, let me know down in the comments. That is my previous car collection. Just a basic video. I thought that for my subscribers that would be interested, they'd want to know what I had before. I have spoken so much, my throat is so dry. Yeah, if you enjoyed this video, drop a like on it and do me a favor and help boost it in the YouTube algorithm just by liking it and dropping a comment. Really appreciate it, guys. But yeah, we'll see you next Sunday for another video.